Yeah, but it wasn't muted like that before. You guys can hear me, right? Yeah, damn, I got 23 people watching now. Hey, what's hey, I'm gonna talk about this we're gonna talk about JT, Justin Timberlake a little bit. Well, he got that DUI, drinking, drinking while driving and whatnot. Hey, guys, I'm monetized now. I'm monetized now. That's big things, man. That's big things for me. So, hook me up. What's my favorite animal? I mean, it's got to be a dog, man. I have two of them, so has to be a dog. But hey, I want to get this out. I'm monetized now, guys. So you can hook me up. You can thank me. You can super chat me. You can donate me some cash. Look, I mean, I got laid off from a job a month ago. I am starting another job Monday, so you don't have to feel real bad for me. But I'm just saying, I work hard at this. It took me a while to get this thing to over 1,000 subs. So y'all can hook me up now. You can super chat me. You can go up under the video, and there's a place there where you can actually donate a couple of bucks to your boy. Y'all help your boy out. All right. The 43-year-old pop star's initial driving while intoxicated misdemeanor charge, it's because it was his first offense, was dropped on Friday. Timberlake was sentenced to 25 hours of community service with the nonprofit of his choice in the Sag Harbor area and a 90-day suspension on his license. Okay. When the judge asked if completing community service in the affluent neighborhood where Justin Timberlake was arrested on June 18th would be something he'd be willing to do, Timberlake replied, I'd be honored to. I bet he did. Like, what the fuck else are you going to say? Hell, no, I don't want to do that shit. I mean, that's not smart to say to a judge. I don't care who you are. But if you're JT, if you're Justin Timberlake and you live in a glass house and you already know the whole world's going to be watching and listening, you might as well just take it on the chin. There is nothing I would love better, Your Honor. Nothing I would love more than to do community service. In fact, what'd you say? What'd you say, 60 hours? I mean, let's make it 90. Let's double it. Let's make it 120. I mean, I'll for a whole week, bro. Your Honor. I would be honored, Your Honor. Of course, he's gonna say that shit. No, I like Justin Timberlake. I'm not hating. Actually like Justin Timberlake. Good music. And I think he's a good dude too. I mean, he fucked up. A lot of people do. I mean, I think 43 years old. We're looking at him. I think he actually did pretty well to go all of this time and never really get in trouble. I mean, he's one of those dudes that you say Capicabara. What is that? You're not talking about Chupacabra, are you? But I mean, he's one of the few celebrities that has gone this amount of time, right, without actually getting in trouble. I think that's pretty significant. So, as part of the plea deal, Justin Timberlake delivered a public safety announcement about the dangers of drunk driving after he was caught drunk driving, might I add, after his hearing outside the courtroom. Many of you have probably been covering me for a lot of my life, and as you know, I try to hold myself to a very high standard for myself. This is not that. I found myself in a position where I could have made a different decision. Even if you got one drink, don't get behind the wheel of a car. There's so many alternatives. Call a friend, take an Uber. There's many travel apps. Take a taxi, Timberlake said. I mean, what surprised me about this with him is, damn, dude. I mean, I don't know what Justin Timberlake is worth, but it's a hell of a lot. What's up, Deal Rod? What's going on, man? Hope you're doing good, man. But when you're worth that kind of money, I mean, you can afford to have a private situation. You can afford to have a private driver. Bro, you could pay me 60 grand a year and I'll drive your ass up. No, it's got to be more than that. Because you probably be wanting me to take you out to the club at night and you'd be probably coming home at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It probably had to be a couple of $100 grand a year. But for somebody like him, a couple of $100 grand a year is not that much. I mean, you could have a designated dude that is your driver and that does nothing else for a living. So he's always, constantly, every moment, every day available to you. You could have that if you're Justin Timberlake. So for him, there really wasn't a whole lot of excuse in it. Now, listen, I'm not throwing salt, I'm not judging him. I mean, you guys know this channel is based around the fact that I've abused substances for most of my life. So I'm definitely not judging the dude. But I'm just saying, when you're Justin Timberlake, you don't even have to call a taxi. You don't even have to call an Uber. You can just have a dude. You can have a dude that you hired, all right, to do all that shit for you, to do all the driving for you, all right? So this is a mistake I made, but I'm hoping that whoever's watching and listening right now can learn from this mistake. I know that I certainly have. I guess in closing, I like to say we can all be more safe out there, and I'm going to do my part. I hope that everyone else does their part as well. And thank you very much. He also delivered a message to the people of Sag Harbor. I grew up in a small town, so I can appreciate and understand the strain or unique nature that this must have been on the people of Sag Harbor. But I just want to say to everyone who's been involved, from everyone in the courtroom to everyone outside, including the police department, that I'm very grateful and I thank them, Timberlake continued. Timberlake also admitted to consuming alcohol on the night of his arrest. His attorney, his attorney Edward Burke Jr. Okay, so he'd been drinking when they arrested him too. Okay, I mean it is what it is, man. He's a grown ass man, and yeah, I guess if anybody's earned it, you know, 43 years old, probably worth half a billion. I mean, maybe more. You never know. I mean, I guess you can afford to drink, but DUI, drunk the night they arrested him. I mean, this could point to alcoholism, which is absolutely a progressive disease. I mean, it is. That's what people don't understand. A lot of times people drink when they're younger, they're drinking just a little bit, but you have to be aware that alcoholism is a progressive disease. So while you may not be tossing down a fifth of liquor every day when you're a 23, 24, 25-year-old person, progressive and a progression means that it gets what? More, bigger over time. Okay? And same thing with alcohol. Same thing with kratom. We talk about kratom. I talk a lot about kratom on this channel. It's a newer, huge thing that's out there that's almost like an opiate replacement. Same thing. You start taking a little bit. You start out, you're taking 4 grams here, 5 grams there. No big deal, no harm, no foul. It's no different than a social drinker just, having a couple of beers when you get home. But then, next thing you know, the 5 grams isn't really doing it for you. Next thing you know, you're bumping it up to 6, then 8, then 10. And you have to do that because after 6 months of daily use of it, 10 grams is only doing for you what 5 grams did in the beginning. You get what I'm saying? So it's no different. Alcohol is the same way. Once you start to develop a tolerance for it, you get to a point where you have to have and consume more and more and more and more to get the same effect. Mark Rizzo, thank you, my brother. I'll look it up, brother. Hey, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. Hey, that's the kind of respect and loyalty that I appreciate. He's one of my UFC. He's one of my UFC guys too. He likes UFC. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, Much love, dude, from one bro to another. So anyway, why that happened is I'm letting you guys know I'm monetized now. You guys can toss a boy. You can toss your boy a few coins, guys. I spent a lot of time getting this channel to where it is, talking about kratom, responding to people when they ask something, responding to messages, that sort of thing, and you know, to be quite honest, taking quite a bit of time away from my family, helping people out with their concerns, giving advice about kratom, how to get off of it, this and that and the other, and so it feels really good to have that paid off. Deal Rod, thank you, my brother. I really appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, you guys are the shit, man. You guys are the shit. Deal Rod, Mark, you guys are my heroes, man. I appreciate that. So, so yeah, I mean, but you look at, and they say I've actually never had a DUI, and I got to be honest, I feel pretty fortunate for that because I have, and here I am saying this, I have drank and then I've driven before. I admit that. It's not the smartest thing, obviously, and I've definitely driven at times where I shouldn't have driven. Um, and I've been fortunate to never get stopped, and I've been fortunate to never get stopped during the time where I was actually drinking. Okay, so let's just say that. But I want to say that that points to how often you're doing it or not. And I have this theory about people that, like Justin Timberlake, by example. I mean, he might be 43 before he's finally getting a DUI. But let's be clear, he's probably been doing this for a hot minute. He's probably been drinking and driving for a hot minute. Let's get real, because it has to do with how many times, and it's one of those things that if you do it every once in a while, let's say, yeah, Mark says I did 22 years ago, my first date with my girlfriend. Oh, damn. On the first date, my boy got a DUI. Whew. Leaving a hockey game. Oops. Yeah, no. Well, my brother, he won't mind if I say this. My brother's had one. He almost got two. That's an interesting story. He ended up getting out of the second one because he was just barely, barely, barely over the limit. And there's a couple of things that the police officer didn't do right when he was giving out the citation, and like during the field sobriety test, and like he didn't do the test on like a level surface, and so my brother got an attorney, and that second one actually got thrown out. He was very lucky because he was in fact drinking and driving, and he was in fact over the limit, um, but it getting a DUI like that lends itself to that you're doing that pretty often. Because let's say in a 10-year period, let's say you drive drunk 3 times, 4 times, 5 times in a 10-year period. You have a much lesser chance of getting caught than you do if you're a person that drives inebriated several times a week. You get what I'm saying? I mean, if you're doing it all the time and it's like a regular everyday thing for you, you have a way better chance, way bigger chance of actually getting caught and getting a DUI. So for Justin Timberlake, to me, this could point to maybe kind of a bigger underlying problem in the background. I mean, I'm not calling the guy an alcoholic. I don't know anything about his personal life, but I'm saying he was drinking. He was drinking and driving and got a DUI, and then admits to actually being drunk or having drank when they actually came and scooped him up and arrested him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know. JT might be a drunkard. Media, all right, media frenzy surrounding Timberlake's court appearance. Multiple reporters, news cameras, and fans packed outside of the Sag Harbor Village Justice Court made it difficult for a serious-looking Timberlake, 43, and his lawyer, Edward Burke Jr., to get from a car parked across the street to the courthouse ahead of his 11 a.m. hearing. Move over, back up. Police and bodyguards escorting the 10-time Grammy winner into the courthouse repeatedly told the pushy crowd. A woman outside the courthouse, caught in the intense madness, told those around her, "You guys got to stop fighting. Listen, relax." The can't stop the feeling singer arrived wearing sunglasses and a navy blue sweater with brown gray pants. He stayed silent as the surrounding crowd screamed questions at him. The context. Okay, I'm trying to get to a point where we can talk about, okay, this is Justin Timberlake, okay? Um, Now, I know that depending on what state the DUI is in, I'm pretty sure there's some sort of, it's not going to be called a prayer for judgment, but there's some sort of, law or statute that you can get a lesser, like reduced sentence. Here's my thing. He got it thrown out. How do you just get a DUI thrown out of court, right? Unless you're Justin Timberlake or another high profile person who is willing to pay a lot of money to an attorney who is willing to get up under the witness, or was it the bench? What does the judge sit on? Anyway, maybe the judge, I don't know. I mean, it's just, it's a fair, it's fair for me to assume somebody's sucking the judge off. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Timberlake swings that way. Um, but the attorney must have been. Somebody was sucking him off. That's for sure. Timberlake was arrested in the Hamptons on June 18th after police said he ran a stop sign and swerved out of his lane following a night out at a hotel. He pleaded not guilty to a misdemeanor drunk driving charge. Burke maintains the NSYNC leader was not intoxicated at the time of his arrest. Not intoxicated. Okay. That confuses me. Then why a DUI? I don't understand. The most important fact to know about this case is that Justin was not intoxicated and should not have been arrested for DWI, Burke told Newsweek in a statement following a July hearing. Several outlets report Timberlake has agreed to plead guilty to a reduced charge of driving while ability impaired. What? Okay. So there's driving while impaired, and then there's a reduced charge. That's actually a thing. Driving while ability impaired. Is that not the same freaking thing? I mean, if you're driving while you're tired, that's driving while ability impaired. Okay, for whatever reason, there's actually a lesser version of DUI. Never heard of that. That's a traffic violation that results in a $300 to $500 fine and a 90-day license suspension. Oh, $300. Man, I don't know if JT's ever going to recover from that, guys. At a hearing in July, Sag Harbor Village, Justice Carl Irake, I'm not sure, suspended Timberlake's driving privileges in New York. Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney told News Nation about Timberlake's reported plea deal on Friday. This case will be treated no differently than any other case in Suffolk County. My office has worked with our local MADD chapter, MADD, to make sure the message gets out that driving while impaired by alcohol is dangerous and inexcusable, given the availability of numerous rideshare apps. Let's keep going to see what we can find, please. Police documents claim Timberlake refused to take a breathalyzer test following his arrest, allegedly telling the officers. That's right. I forgot about that shit. What's up, Skylar? 70H. Yes. Yes, I have heard of 70H. Is that hydroxy? 7 hydroxy? Is that what that is? I have heard of that. The last time I was, well, which has been a while, but the last time I was at a head shop, a guy was telling me about them. Meaning the guy that worked there was telling me about them, and it was in this package of like 5 or 6 pills or something like that. Closest thing to a perk is wild. That's what he said. That's what he said. They were like $30, I think, for 5 of them, and then it was saying don't take more than, I think it was like more than 5 in a month. Hey, come here, guys. This right here deserves a super chat. This deserves a super chat. Hey, Mark. Mark. Oh, God. Hey, 2 of my boys already hooked me up on here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah, they're looking out for you, boy. Already made look. Yeah, guys, I'm just saying. You know, I mean, look at this. Look at this beautiful family. You know, I mean, I was just saying a few minutes ago, Skylar. Um, I'm monetized now. You know, I finally made it over 1,000 subscribers, and I think people are like still thinking I'm Big Willie now. I'm Big Willie right here. I can make money doing this now, so y'all look out for your boy. I work hard on this channel, so y'all look out for your boy. You can donate. You can do a super chat. You know, help your boy make some change. I got laid off from a job, man. What do y'all want me? Y'all want me to be on the street corner like begging for change and shit? I mean, I'm working for it. I'm working for it. I'm working right now. I'm just playing around. Yeah, 7 hydroxy, man. I have heard of it, and that's exactly what he told me. He said it was the closest thing he has ever taken to a Percocet, and this was around the time where I was going to re-up on kratom before I actually quit. I was in the process of tapering, but I hadn't quit yet. I was like, I don't know, I was down to like maybe 7 to 8 grams a day, something like that. And I went to re up, and the guy told me about it. And of course, I was like, I mean, I knew better. You know, bro, let me tell you something. I, back in my active addiction, would steal pain pills from people. I would come to your house and ask to look to your through your bathroom. Well, I wouldn't ask to look through your bathroom. I would ask to go to your bathroom, and then I would in turn look through your bathroom when I got in there. I swear that's that's where your boy's background. I mean, that's where I come from, man. That's how I rolled back in the day. And listen, it's embarrassing. It's freaking embarrassing to say it and talk about it out loud, man. But I mean, you guys know. You guys know anyway. That shit's annoying me. Hold on a second, y'all. Don't go anywhere. Uh, I mean, it's embarrassing to talk about, dude, that I did that. But that's how that's how hooked I was on that shit. And what I was hooked on was the Percocets. I had this idiotic doctor. All right, I still remember his name. I should say his name. I'm not gonna. It was like 20 years ago, so I'm not. I don't want to get the guy. Anyway, but this guy gave me a prescription of 120 Percocets, right? 120 of the 5 milligram Percocets of for a month, and he did this without any. And when I say any, I mean any sort of test. He didn't do an MRI on me. He didn't do an ultrasound. He didn't do any sort of scan, CT scan, any sort of test that you can think of to check a person's, internally. He didn't do none of that. None of that. He literally looked at me and asked me like, what you want me to do? He spoke broken English. What do you want me to do? I was like, give me something for pain. Something, anything. Give me something for pain. And so he wrote me a prescription for 125. Back in the early 2000s was great. Yeah, no, this is back when they could. This is back when they would do that. Now they're scared to freaking death to give you anything, dude. Anything. I mean, you come in there with your arm hanging off, and they're like, give me some 800 milligram ibuprofen. I'll take care of that. You'll be fine. Put some ice on it. 800 milligram ibuprofen. But but then this is how negligent that doctor was. So he gave me the 125 milligram Percocets. A couple of months later, 2, 3, maybe 4 months later, I came back and I told him that it wasn't touching the pain, that I was starting to have breakthrough pain and it was still bothering me. He bumps me up to 7.5 Percocets, right? Did Stayed on that for a few months, whatever. Comes back, I come back again several months later, tell him the same thing, that it's not touching my pain. This doctor ends up in the end writing me for 120 10 milligram. I'm talking about the strong ones, the bad boys, the ones that are like oval, like big fat ass pills. Wrote me for 120 of those in a month. And I was taking 120 10 milligram Percocets, which is more than what they give you when you have an invasive surgery. I was taking that every month, and then I was still running out. Still running out after like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that. Um, I mean, it is asinine. The amount that you can begin to take of something like that is just mind blowing, and it still be standing and walking around and nobody even know. So Skylar, so what about the 70H? You asked me about if I've heard of it. What about it? What was I mean? Are you on it? Is something you're struggling with right now? What's going on? Tell me. All right, I'm about to finish up here talking about this Justin Timberlake thing. I'm just wondering if you guys think that he got off of this shit, or it got thrown out because he's Justin Timberlake. I'm just wondering what you guys think of that. Uh, I mean, you know, he is a freaking huge star. Friday will mark the first time that the sexy back singer has physically appeared in court, as he is in the midst of his Forget Tomorrow World tour, which currently has a break in the schedule. Timberlake performed his last show in the European leg of our tour on September the 7th. His next scheduled performance is at Odyssey's We Can Survive benefit concert in Newark. I don't want to hear about that. Timberlake's tour was reportedly at the top of mind his drunk driving arrest. His arresting officer did not know who Timberlake was. Come on now. I mean, he's a pretty notable character, man. You're telling me this officer did not know who Justin Timberlake was at the time of his arrest? The singer allegedly said under his breath, "This is going to ruin the tour." The cop asked, "What tour?" And Timberlake replied, "The world tour." I mean, you can't blame the boy for trying to name drop. You know he was trying to name drop. Ain't no doubt about it. He was trying to name drop. Well, not name drop. He's trying to drop his own name. There's no doubt. He was hoping that the officer was going to be like, "Oh shit, you're Justin Timberlake from NSYNC. Man, I love that song, Cry Me a River, bro. I got so much ass to that song, bro." That's what he was hoping was going to happen. All right. So Skylar says, "Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to taper off. It's hell. You know the story, spending about $150 a day currently. Whew. Damn, brother. Well, I can't. I ain't gonna ask you for a donation then. I ain't spent- You're spending all your shit on 7 hydroxy. I feel for you, bro. I had a good 2 months clean off of about 20 perk tens a day. 20 perk 10, bro. Yeah, bro. Skylar, you're up there close to where I was back in my heyday when I was really hitting shit heavy, man. I'm not gonna lie. You're on up there, man. Um, Skylar, this is a dumb ass. It was not a dumb question because Skylar could be a male or a female. Are you a male or a female? What's your pronouns? I'm just I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I've known some female Skylers, but I've also known some male Skylers, and Skylar Fuller does not tell me anything other than that your name is Skylar Fuller. I'm thinking a dude just by the way you're guy. Okay, cool. All right, I wasn't wrong then. I didn't want to misgender you. It's 2024, man. You get busted up for that shit. Uh, anyway, yeah, thank you guys by the way for the super chats. I'm about to close this down here in a minute, but bro, he said the smoke shop guy just had to say something. Yeah, they always do, man. They're like legal drug pushers. That's what they do. You get something, like, hey, have you tried this? You know, I understand that's part of their job, but the problem is the stuff they're talking about is incredibly addictive, man. Very, very addictive. Um, yeah, God knows. Um, well, man, given that you're coming off of a 20 perk tens a day. Um, yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, definitely keep in touch. Hey, bro, you might want to, listen, I'm all for someone trying to, do it themselves and to get off of it themselves. I'm all for that. I'm cool with that. But at the same time, there comes a point, and I think it progresses to a point, especially when you're spending that kind of money, bro, $150 a day. How the fuck, dude? How do you do that? Not picking or judging or so. I wouldn't have enough. I mean, my wife and I make pretty good money, and I can't imagine being able to spend that kind of money. Dude, what do you do? Are you a fucking? You're like a lawyer or a doctor, so you must be making about 700K a year or some shit to be spending that kind of money a day and still be surviving, dude. Um, yeah, I just shocked. That's a shock, man. I would, I'd start getting nervous if my shit was, you know, I mean, I'd start getting nervous if I was spending 150 a week on it. If I get over 100, but when I was using, if I was starting to get over like 100 a week, I would start being like, damn, I'm spending too much money. This is fucked up, and this is this and that. Um, I mean, people have different tolerances for it. Where there's a will, bro, there's a way. Nah, you damn right about that, man. That's never been anything more true said. You know how it is. You always find a way. Oh yeah, bro. I've crawled through attics, shimmied the front door open to my parents' homes when they weren't there before they retired and shit so I could get in. And, this is 20 years ago when I was real hooked on like Vicodin and Percocets and stuff like that. And my parents, unfortunately for me, took stuff like that for chronic pain, but they didn't abuse it. Yeah, they took it like they were freaking supposed to take it. What's up? What's up, Mark? Mark Smith. Yeah, brother. Man, he's good, man. He was just on the stream a few minutes ago, bro. We're celebrating, man. We're celebrating. I got monetized, man. I've had a couple of people drop me super chats, help a brother out. I've been working hard to get this channel over 1,000 subs, so it's been a good stream, man. It's been a real good stream. Hope you're doing good, man. The baby is great. I just had another one in September. Wow, is that your first? It's your first. You said you had one in September. I didn't know if that was your first or your second, but no, Skylar, dude. Bro, I would say give it another month or so, and if you can't get something done about getting off of those either completely or getting it down really low to where it's manageable, bro, you probably need to go see a professional, dude. Seriously. Go to like a, outpatient addiction, facility or something like that, dude. I would recommend that, and I don't always recommend that to people. In fact, I rarely recommend that to people because I think in some ways it's just a money racket and like a sham by the government. But at the same time, there is power in numbers, and also it will give you the ability to, under medical supervision, by example, you could be able to, maybe get on some Suboxone or something like that, like a replacement therapy sort of thing, and that way you wouldn't be eaten up so bad with withdrawal, and then you could, continue on about your life while tapering from the Suboxone on under like medical supervision. You get what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, I would recommend that, man. Keep me posted, bro. I'll say a prayer for you, man. Um, yeah, I'll say a prayer for you, man. Pray for me too, that I continue the path I'm on now, man, because it ain't easy. Not gonna lie to you, dude. There's days where I really freaking struggle with this shit, and there's days where I really want to go back to it, man. Trying to be smart and not, but uh, yeah, but yeah, yeah. Pulling for you there. Look, I gotta go, guys. I'm gonna spend time with my family. Appreciate you guys stopping by, man. I definitely, word of advice, just say no to sub. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess you're talking about Suboxone, I guess. Um, I don't know, man. I guess it depends. I know everyone has had different experiences with them, and I know it can be difficult to get off of too. But at least you're under medical supervision, and that's kind of the biggest thing for me. And then the Suboxone, at least, is something you take just once or a couple times a day or however. I'm not sure exactly how all of the doses are, but at least it gets you out of this just every day, all day taking it, and a lot of it's just, the hand to mouth, just the action of doing it over and over and over again. But but yeah, keep me posted, Skylar. Really pulling for you, man. That's not a fun place to be, man. Especially. I mean, I hate to make it seem like the money is the biggest issue because it's really not. But it's your health and your mentality and your emotional being as well. Not to mention your physical, but either way, I gotta go. Thank you guys. I really appreciate the super chats. Really appreciate the funds. And just so you guys know, any video that I do from here on out, even if it's not a live video, you can donate. You look up under my video. There's a little cash symbol there. You can, pop a finger on there. Send me a couple of bucks here and there. That would really help. Support me to kind of help keep the channel going because I know it does help a lot of people. And since I've not been talking about kratom and substance abuse and use as much recently, I've even had a person or two reach out to me. Oh, it's helped a lot of people. I hate for you not to, be talking about it and to go in a completely different direction and stuff. And I'm not. I'm not. I'm just trying to also kind of expand and spread my wings a little bit and get to a place where I'm doing some things that the general public also recognizes, and it's helping because it's helping me to get some notoriety. It's helping me to get more subs. And it's helped me to get to the point where I monetize now and I can accept donations. I can accept a gift and stuff like that. So up under every one of my videos, there's a little cash symbol. You guys hit that, hook your brother up with a couple of bucks. And that gives me some incentive, to keep doing this and keep helping people and stuff like that. So, but look, it's been almost 45 minutes. My wife's in there, my baby's in there. Thank you guys again. Love you all. Appreciate you. And don't forget to help your boy out. Drop me a couple of pennies. All right. I'll see y'all soon. See ya. Take care.